1, 2, 3. Give it up for the... Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, all right, I'm going to quickly introduce tonight's cast. So let's everybody give a warm welcome to on the end there, Jeff. Everybody say hello to Jeff. Okay, moving along. Everybody, give it up for Chris. Our JesterZ Ninja, and it's Kevin. Give it up for Kevin.
Cheerleaders and ninjas.
Yeah, cheerleaders and ninjas. Somewhere in between, we got other stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your cast for the evening. My name is Dalane. I will be the director of tonight's show. I warmed you guys up with some suggestions. Let's throw a little warm up at the Jesters. What I want, what I'm looking for is I need a 2-word activity. Okay, so something like throwing rocks. Bungee jumping, thank you. We will take that. Bungee jumping it is. This is for a little game that we call What Are You Doing? Here in just a moment, one of the Jesters is going to step forward, begin a short little scene about bungee jumping. At any time throughout that scene, any of the other Jesters in the back will ask, what are you doing? The response to that must be a 2-word response that begins with the letters B and J. So bungee jumping is the suggestion. I chose poorly, I know. We got it. We'd like to start off bungee jumping. Chris.
All right, I'm brave enough. I can do it, Coach. This time for real. I'm not joshing you. This time. Ooh, I can't do it.
You just said for reals.
Well, not for reals, for fake, for reals.
You mean like for reals, for fake, for reals, for serious?
Honestly, seriously, for reals, completely, truthfully, honestly, but kind of a lie.
Chris, what are you doing?
I'm breaking jaws.
We don't need that big a boat.
Jeff, what are you doing?
I'm blasting jacks.
Uh-oh. This isn't going to end well for me, I don't think. Brandon, what are you doing?
Borrowing jalapeno.
Excuse, perhaps if I could, you have so many...
All right, we're going to pause right here. We're going to up the stakes, and so now what I'm looking for is a 3-letter acronym, but it does not have J or B in it. So what's a 3-letter acronym? Something like USA. Hey, that does qualify. All right, there we go. So the next response to what are you doing must be a 3-word response that begins with the letters U, S, and A.
Chris, what are you doing?
I'm uniting some anarchists.
Run! Hold on! Don't blow things up yet! Sir, this is your friend! Let's organize Friendship of Anarchy! I'm upsetting Sally's anniversary.
I get a cake, right? Please let me have a cake.
You got a cake.
Happy anniversary, Sally.
I have never been so upset in my life.
Kevin, what are you doing? I'm unicorn sailing alone.
let's up the stakes one last final time. So what I'm looking for now is all right, I'm looking for a 4-letter word that you can say in public and in front of grandma and the kids. However, it's a 4-letter word that does not have any of the letters we've already used. USA, J, and B. So that's it. What was that? Keep going. Okay, I think I found one. Fork. All right. Yes, that qualifies. So the next response to what are you doing must be a 4-word response that begins with the letters F, O, R, and K. Continue.
Brandon, what are you doing? Focusing on rotten kittens. You got my eye on you.
Jeff, what are you doing?
I am forgiving one rambunctious kid.
Who broke the vase? Come on, someone broke the vase.
Planting a garden. Okay. All right. So he's going to be planting a garden, and it's Denise, right? Okay. So the sound effects for Kevin's actions are going to be played by Denise. Give it up for Denise one more time.
Well, the missus wants a garden, and all we got is a driveway. So I'm about to jackhammer this sucker. Plug it in, dog. Plug it in. All right. What's going on? I said plug it in. You want your garden, you do your work. All right. Plugged in. Let's go. You just wanted one plant, right? That was a quiet fall. Wait a second, there's something under here. That's a gas line. It's leaking, I can hear it. You don't tell me to be quiet, I'm telling you what's happening. Gas line leaking. I don't know what to do, you know I smoke when I'm nervous. Well, now the ground is sterilized. As is my face. So now we gotta fertilize it. Let the cow gate open. Yeah, take it down. Hold it right there, Daisy. Hold it right there. Now excrete.
For a very special treat tonight because we have traveled the entire globe and brought here on our stage for your pleasure our 3 experts. They are each experts in their own fields, and they're going to answer some of your questions. So what I want you to start doing right now is think of a question you've always wanted to know the answer to. All right, those real meaning of life questions. While you're thinking of that question, I'm going to let our panel of experts introduce themselves to you. So we'll start over here on the end down here.
My name is Thomas Jefferson Ritchie, formerly the Reverend Thomas Jefferson Ritchie. But now I found a new calling, and that calling is selling used cars out, AAA used cars along Main Street. Can I hear an amen for used cars?
Okay, welcome, Thomas. And you in the middle.
Hi, everybody. My name is Billy, and I'm 5 years old. And my mommy said I could be here.
Okay, I don't know how that happened, but okay, thanks. Welcome, Billy. And right here.
Hello, my name is Gudu Light, and I am a spiritual guru, and I know the 20 ways to freedom.
Okay, welcome. All right, here's your experts. They're going to take some questions. So, raise your hand if you have a question for our entire panel. Anybody else?
Where does Bellybutton Lint come from?
Okay, the question is, where does Bellybutton Lint come from? Thomas, we'll start with you.
To the young man who asked this question, what is your name, sir?
Ryan.
Ryan, you have questions. We all have questions. Today the question is, where does Bellybutton Lint come from? Well, I'm here to tell you that Bellybutton Lint is lost. It has lost its way. It was once on a righteous path, but now it has gone astray and ended up in a dark and terrible place. And just like Bellybutton Lint, people can find themselves in dark and terrible places with no hope, no chance at redemption. Or is there? There could be a chance at redemption, but there's only one way. You have to get yourself over to the car lot where we have a 1997 Ford Mustang, only 363,000 miles, and that will show you the path to salvation in that car. Can I get an amen for that car? Thank
you. Billy, how about you? Where's Bellybutton?
Okay, hello, Brian? Is that your name?
Yeah.
Okay, Brian, I don't know why you don't know this. It's kind of a silly question. Bellybutton Lint comes from Bellybutton. I mean, just think about it.
Sir, your question falls under the philosophy rule number 14, the mirror question. Your nickname must be Bellybutton, because what you're really asking is, where do you come from? And I'm going to tell you, you are just an imagination in your imagination. You come from nowhere. So, to answer your question, you may be on the path to freedom.
Okay, raise your hand out there. Yeah, right here, sir.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, okay, all right. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Thomas.
To the young man who asked this question, what's your name, sir?
Dmitri.
Dmitri. Dmitri, you have questions. We all have questions. Today the question is, which came first, the chicken or the egg? In every life we must make choices. Choices that sometimes seem like they're the same choice, but really they're not. Because very often the choice that man is forced to make is a choice between righteousness and iniquity. That is the chicken and that is the egg. One path leads to goodness, the other to evil. So you must ask yourself, each and every one of you, which path do I want to take? The one over here which leads to something bad, or the one over here which leads you to a 1997 minivan that your whole family can live in and enjoy goodness and righteousness for all the rest of their days because there's a DVD player in the back. Can I get an amen for goodness? Amen.
Billy, how about you?
this guy's freaking me out. What's your name, Dmitri? Why do you want to call you a Dmitri? But that's a good question. My mommy says there's no stupid questions. This is a good one. I would say that eggs comes in the first and then chicken, because I eat eggs in the breakfast and chicken in the lunch.
This is a very, very good question. This is number 13 on the ways to freedom. What you're really asking is from what came first, the chicken or the egg? You're asking what came first, freedom or bondage?
I didn't.
Who's So, I'm going to tell you, like the chicken, you're free, you've been free, but the egg has been bound. So really you were born first like the chicken, which has no bondage like an eggshell. So, you're on your way to freedom, because right now you may feel like a little eggshell, but inside you, that chicken is ready to clock.
Please don't listen to him.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're running out of time here. One last final question. Oh, okay. That's an interesting question. All right. Why does, the question is, why does our nose run, but our feet smell? So anyways, I don't know. We're going to find out. So Thomas, sure is out there. Why does our nose run and our feet smell?
To the young lady who asked this question, what is your name? Melissa, you have questions. We all have questions. Today the question is, why do noses run and why do feet stink? I'm talking about a spiritual truth here, not this mundane, worldly specifics. Noses run because they want to be free. They want to be free just like mankind in his soul yearns to be free, because they know the terrible power that comes with being enslaved to something that isn't right. And your feet stink because you have been walking in places that you should not be walking. There's only one way that a man can satisfy the urge to run free without walking in stuff they shouldn't walk in. And that's to get a car, people, where you can drive down the HOV lane at 105 miles an hour and ain't no one going to stop you and no one cares your foot stink because it's put the pedal to the metal. Can I get an amen for that? Thank you.
Okay, so Maritza, that's a crazy good question. So probably because your nose is runny because maybe you're sick. Sometimes when my nose is running, I'm sick. And maybe if your feet stink, it's because you're a daddy. My daddy's feet stink. Don't tell him I said that though. You're not my daddy.
This question right here is the #1 most auspicious question on the path to freedom.
Please don't scare her, she's nice.
I know. Meet me up back later. Why does the nose run and the feet smell? Well, you're missing the point, okay? The nose running and the feet smelling is like you're sitting down right here, but then you get off of your chair. You're out of your chair. You need to come back and sit down and see who was aware of the feet smelling and the nose running. Okay? When you do that, you will be on your path to freedom.
But you guys are going to be dealing with something in court, all right? So something's gone wrong, you're dealing with it in court, all right? So that's going to be the suggestion. Again, they're going to put the comedy down. You see absolutely no comedy whatsoever. However, you guys paid to see a comedy show. So we're going to send Kevin and Chris out into the audience. You guys go out there, find somebody to sit next to. And Kevin and Chris, it's going to be their job to heckle these two throughout this serious scene. Okay? So it's going to be their job and theirs alone to make one of these guys, if not both of them, laugh out loud or break character. This is for a little game we call the Hecklers. Chris, I see you. Kevin, where are you at?
Right here.
All right, perfect. These guys are all set. Here we go. Let's see some courtroom drama. Let's see how things go. Action.
So what are they saying?
You're not budging. Looks like you're going to have to do the whole 2 months.
I can't take that kind of time off of work.
I mean, you can go back in there after the recess and see if you can do like some sort of work release or something.
Yeah, let's something, anything. Come on, as my lawyer, don't you have any other ideas? I mean, you've had to have done this before.
Can't you make jail convenient for me, please?
Listen, you're not my only client right now, okay? I'm dealing with at least 15 right now in
Look,
my head.
I'm your only client right now.
No, he literally said you're not supposed to.
Look behind you!
It's like McDonald's, take a number.
Do you see this stack of papers in my briefcase? I have to go through all this right now. Okay, we got 15 minutes to go back in there. Just hope for the best, okay?
Can you just point to a non-existent watch on your wrist?
You write yourself checks you can't cash.
Did you seriously just say, hope for the best?
What do you want me to say? Pray for the best?
No,
Wish for the best?
I want you to do your best because I'm paying you.
Yeah, but his business slogan is hire me and hope for the best.
Yeah, I don't want to frighten you, but I think you're going to get the electric chair for this jaywalking charge.
It's supposed to be a minor offense, okay?
You're over 18.
No, trust me, this scene is very offensive.
This shouldn't even gone this far. If you were a good lawyer.
Listen, sometimes in your first offense, you just have to take it, okay? You just have to take
The
the charge.
worst legal advice.
You should probably just go to the restroom and just wash your face off. Go refresh yourself, okay?
Second worst legal advice.
Alright, so you guys are carrying a lamp, okay? So lamp is the suggestion. This is for one of the oldest games in improv. It's called Freeze. These two are going to start their scene right now about a lamp, and at any time throughout the scene, any of the jesters off stage will shout out freeze, come on stage, tap out one person, take their exact position, and start a completely new scene. So see how things go here with carrying a lamp. Action.
Hurry up, the homeowners will be home at any moment.
Listen, I told you I have carpal tunnel. It's going to take a while.
Okay.
I'll take the light part, the shade.
I just got the base with the flower pattern on it. What good is that?
Oh, Jeremy, you're worried about patterns and bases and patterns.
I want my jail cell to look really coordinated when I finally get there.
I dare you to touch this gun. You committed the murder.
What?
Walk right into that one, Sheriff.
Freeze! See that right there? That's a good flamethrower. Just pull the trigger on that bad boy. There it is.
Oh, now, little boy, you were talking all that mess. This is a butterfly. Knife.
Oh yeah, so I just found this kidney out on the ground. What is wrong? Anyone here? Is your kidney? Is it yours? It's someone's kidney.
I'm sure it's mine. Somebody walked by and grabbed it.
Get out of our lab, or I'll throw you out. Clarions.
Yeah, well, just for that, your lab is getting downgraded from an A- to a B+.
Not anymore. Shh. I took the gun out of the biology lab.
And I have a flamethrower!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys had a good time tonight, let the jesters know about it.